Roman Anthony, number one prospect in all of baseball, which is half earned, half other guys just graduated, but certainly one of the top prospects in baseball, no matter how you want to slice it. I've heard some people talk about trading him this offseason. I don't think the Red Sox can trade any of their top three the way they've talked about them as part of the future, as part of the reason they haven't spent in recent off seasons. Like last year, I remember talking to you about it. They, in the middle of December, were like, we've got Wilyer. We don't really need to be active on the free agent market, which Wilyer's been tremendous, should be more in rookie of the year discussions. And the reason he isn't is so stupid.
What's the reason?
So the reason is these teams have told their writers, because of the new incentive system for rookie of the year, if a guy wasn't ranked as a top prospect, winning rookie of the year actually helps nobody, doesn't do anything for anyone. If you win rookie of the year, but you weren't seen as a top prospect, you don't get the bonuses.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I didn't know that until very recently. So dumb.
What?
These arbitrary lists, like we talk about prospects a lot, and obviously top prospects are meaningful to a degree, like a lot
right, but it shouldn't be deciding this shit though. Like,
no, what? It shouldn't. And I saw it explained like, well, it incentivizes these teams to call up these guys. Sure, I don't know why that hurts other guys. Then, like, if you weren't on one of these lists, they get to just drown you and not play you because now there's more incentive to not play those guys. Right. Because we weren't a top, like it's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
This is so dumb. So I guess if Luis here was rookie of the year, the Yankees gained nothing. If I'm not, I'm pretty
that's
sure
that's how I've read it. I could
that
be
is
wrong, but that's how I've read it.
Insane. What are we like? So you're basically being penalized for a good development. In the event that, like, let's say, like Wilyer wins rookie of the year, the Red Sox are being penalized because they developed somebody that Keith Law and them didn't think was that good.
Like, right, you're it's even worse. You're being penalized for bad takes. Like that's all it is.
But the thing is, they don't even have to be bad takes. They could be good at the time, and then just somebody comes out of nowhere. I mean, we see it all the time. Somebody comes out of nowhere, and then they end up being great. So it's like, I'm being penalized for developing my player well. What?
Like, what was Lawrence Butler's highest ranking? So he was their number 4. I don't know if that's high enough. I really don't.
That's crazy, bro.
And he's not technically a rookie this year. He played 4. I only had 123 at bats. I think
he might be a rookie, but I don't. The whole rookie qualifications and requirements is something I'm never going to get down to a T rather. So I don't know.
No. Yeah, because I haven't seen him brought up either. But it's why Red Sox writers and the Red Sox themselves have been pushing the narrative for Rafaela, because I believe he qualifies.
Right.
Whereas Wilyer does not, despite the fact that Wilyer's been substantially better. No effect. Like he's just been
he has been. Like he's been very, very good. Like that's no shade. He has been. And because he wasn't on fucking Baseball America's list, that means the Red Sox can't qualify for a pick.
That's how I've come to understand it.
Outrageous. That is, I had no idea that's outrageous.
Right. So if Heel wins it, and if Austin Wells wins it, you guys have quite a windfall on it, because he was a top 100 guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if Heel winning it would be big old nothing to you. I don't even think you get like the I don't even think it, because like if the player wins it, they get one less year of control. Is that the rule? Like they get to hit free agency earlier?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, so that wouldn't even trigger that for Heel.
That's probably the worst part about this.
Right.
Like, fuck the team in the draft pick. Like that is what it is. But like I come up, like, for whatever the reason is, I wasn't on anybody's radar. I come up, I smoke shit. I'm great. I win rookie of the year. I don't get the same benefit that like Jackson Holiday would. We're both rookies. How does this make any sense? Who gives a fuck what Keith Law and whoever the fuck else thinks? Who cares? Like, I came up and I did what I did. That's a stupid fucking rule. Really
bad.
Fucking stupid.
It's real bad. I'm hoping where I read that was just outright wrong, but I did see someone asked Red Sox beat writer, like, why the concerted effort to push Rafaela? And I don't think Rafaela has zero case. I want that to be clear. I don't think he has zero case. I just think he's not the right choice, even for our team, let alone the whole American League.
He should be acknowledged for having a really good rookie year, and also that there are people who had better ones.
Right. Yeah, I saw today he hasn't drawn a walk since August 9th. Like that factors in heavily. September 12th. Yeah, it's the Red Sox are, because counting stats, he is first in like home runs, RBI. Like Rafael, he's just played so many games. He's high up in a lot of counting stats. Now you look at average and on base and OPS, nowhere near any of those things. And that's where Wilyer dominates. Wilyer's ahead of Wells and Cowser when it comes to a lot of those stats. And Wells, I understand, his playing time is weird, and Cowser really only hits against us from what I've seen. So that's where it's like, yeah, Wilyer, removing Heel from the discussion, because I do think Heel's done enough where he would probably be my pick as of today. That obviously there's a couple weeks left, that could change. But it would be between he and Wilyer. Like those would be my 1-2. And even because if coming in 2, you get some stuff too, if I remember correctly. But again, not if it's Heel Wilyer, nobody gets anything anywhere.
That's unfathomably stupid. I'm just so flabbergasted that that's a thing. I can't believe that that's a thing, and why it took me this long to understand that it was a thing, given that the Yankees have 2 legitimate candidates. It's crazy. But so it's like I have to actively root against. If I cared that much about the whole draft standing, I have to actively root against one of my players to win Cy Young. I mean, to win Rookie of the Year. Excuse me. And they don't realize how fucking stupid that sounds.
No, and again, I saw writers defending it. Like it incentivizes the team to call these guys up, and it's just like I don't know that I even see that really. Like if anything,
but like what would it change if they just said a rookie? It's just rookies. All rookies are included. Like you would still be incentivized to bring people up. So that doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Like obviously, like the Red Sox are not going to treat a Wilyer Abreu with the same kind of caution they would treat a Roman Anthony. Sure, I'm not here to argue that otherwise, but if it's just rookies, like it's supposed to be rookies. I don't give a fuck where Heath Law ranked them or Baseball America, or like they're not God, bro. And they get shit wrong too.
I think it's a consensus ranking, but even still, like a lot of it's going to be groupthink, and that's not a shot. Like there's so many fucking prospects, you're not going to know every guy. You just aren't. Like it's just not how it works. I think it was Baseball America. It was either them or Baseball Prospectus. One of the guys was talking about how he doesn't get to follow one team. He gets like, they break it up into like 4. Like each guy gets like 4 teams, and even that, like good luck, man. Like you're talking about 4 teams. Each of them have 5, maybe 6 levels, depending on if they have like DSL teams, Florida leagues, Arizona league teams, stuff like that. Like, you're talking about almost 1,000 people. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a small amount of people that you got to be paying attention to. How could anyone really have a great feel for the whole league's farms? You just can't. So to pretend like, this guy, and I don't know how that applies to like international free agents. So like if Yamamoto won it, what would that do?
Good question. I mean, really good question, because he ain't on nobody's list, right? He's not a rookie. You know, I mean, he is a rookie, but you know what I mean. Like, not your typical rookie. Like he's not a minor league import. So how would that work?
Imanaga, same thing. Like I have no idea. I have no idea.
That is unfathomably stupid. I know I've said that already. That's so fucking stupid. Yeah, it's like Wilyer Abreu, like you're fucking the team and the player based on Baseball Prospectus's opinion. Like, no disrespect to all these publications, they do good work. I'm not trying to shit on any of them, but the fact of the matter is, it's opinion. It's subjective. So like, and it's I'm assuming they're looking at multiple lists. Like, why stop there? Why not look at why not look at 15 lists, 20 lists, 25 lists? Like, I know you guys looking at 3 or 4. Why stop there?
I'm trying to find out like the actual rule. Universal DH, great. The fuck? Jacob Nottingham got his own rule. All right. Incentives. The new clubs can now be rewarded with draft pick compensation if a rookie they placed on their opening day roster finishes in the top 3 of Rookie of the Year, MVP, or Cy Young. Yeah, that's not a full enough explanation. Yard Barker, come on, man.
Do better, Yard Barker.
Well, like no one seems to fucking have this. I don't know. Let's see.
I hope that that rule is somehow incorrect. I know it's not, but I hope it's somehow incorrect. It's so fucking stupid.
Okay, so this is from Sporting News last year. The reason we're mostly seeing highly touted prospects get promoted is because only players on specific top 100 lists can earn their team's draft picks. Players must be top 100 on 2 of the lists compiled by MLB.com, Baseball America, or ESPN to qualify. They must also be legitimate rookies, which means they have 60 days or fewer of MLB service. 4 of MLB's top 10. This was, again, last year. So Gunnar Henderson, Corbin Carroll, Walker. Why am I blanking on what Walker this is? Is it Jordan Walker?
From last year?
Yeah, it must be Walker. I don't know whether any other Walker and Anthony Volpe are going to be on their rosters on opening. Yeah, because he went off to a crazy start to beginning last year. Didn't he have like?
And then, well,
yeah, he hasn't hit since.
Yeah, not great.
That's crazy. Players can reward their teams with picks in a few different ways. The first and most obvious is to win Rookie of the Year. Julio Rodriguez earned the Mariners the number 29 pick. Michael Harris didn't qualify. He didn't spend enough time on the Atlanta roster and wasn't featured on 2 of the 3 required top 100 lists. That's crazy. Harris did, however, accrue a full year of service, as Rookie of the Year winners are guaranteed that. Okay, so it didn't affect the player. But he got paid anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Players who earn 2nd or 3rd in Rookie of the Year earn their teams a pick in the international draft. What international draft?
Yeah, what I thought people just signed people. Ain't that how it goes? What international draft? I guess it's talking about pool money.
It says pick.
I don't understand that one.
Yeah, I don't know. There are other ways to draft. Yeah, if you win Cy Young or MVP, you also get a pick as a rookie. That's sick. Yeah, so you have to spend at least 172 days on the roster and be considered top 100 by MLB, Baseball America, or ESPN. That's crazy. ESPN, no offense, ESPN has no business here. None.
None. Zero. None.
I would rather it be if it said.
But to be fair, like when we talk about, are they talking about the whole company? Like are we? What are we talking about? Because like Kylie McDaniel works for them, he does good work. So if they're talking about his list, like at least I understand, even if I think the rule's fucking stupid. Like at least if they're talking about Kylie McDaniel's, it's like all right, at least I get it. But yeah, that's crazy to me. So it's like if I was 105 on 4 lists, that just means nothing. Like what? Oh God, that's so fucking dumb.
It is,
and it's even dumber when you realize that you look at a lot of lists, and from like 75 to like 125, you're legitimately just picking nits, and you're picking names out of a hat at that point. In most cases, it's God. That rule is so fucking dumb. Oh my goodness.
It does look like it's Kylie can't remember his name already. McDaniel.
Yeah, that at least makes some sense, but.
I would rather just say his name. I don't need to say he is
fair. That too. Yeah, very true.
Because I'm looking at his mid-season list now from this year. So this was August 14th. He had Jackson Holliday 1st, James Wood 2, Carson Williams 3, Junior Caminero 4, Marcelo Meyer 5, Kobe Mayo 6, Roman Anthony, Walker Jenkins, Jackson Jobe, Sam Paseo. More interested to see like who's like the last 20. You know what I mean? Like he's got like with the so this is where I'm coming from with it. If I knew I now had this power, which he does, because he, like you're saying, he does run their prospect division.
Yep.
Why would I put like Connor Griffin on my top 100, even if he deserves it? Like they have him at 86. He's an 18-year-old who was taken top 10 in this most recent draft. Like he was just drafted.
Right.
You know he's nowhere near coming up. Like nowhere near. So why would you even include and it's not a shot at Connor Griffin. Obviously, some people thought he could go 1, especially based on how the baseball draft works. But if you know you're now like you're taking a spot from someone who,
but these lists have a responsibility.
Now they do.
They have a massive fucking responsibility. So it's like Connor Griffin being 102 instead of 86 is not going to hurt nobody. Well, you know what I mean? It's not going to hurt him. But he's 18. He's not close to coming up, bro. Like if you want to put him 98 on next year's list or whatever it is, at least that makes more sense. Or you could just keep track of how, like, obviously fast tracking happens more now than it used to.
Sure.
So like keep track of it and go about your business that way. But like him being 86 serves no real purpose. Again, because once you get past 75 or 70 or whatever random number you want to pick from like 65 on, you're kind of just picking nits. Like it's a lot of people who could be argued 65, 85, 100. It's a lot of people who could be argued that same way.
Like I'm looking at the list now. Like Noble Meyer is a few ahead of him. He's at 83. Age-wise, he's 19 and a half. He was in last year's draft, not this year's draft.
Right.
He's on the Marlins. Like the Marlins may call him up tomorrow. You know what I mean? I think the Marlins could call him up at any time. Right. So that's where it's like, yeah, you need to know which teams fast track, what positions they fast track. Like I see Christian Moore here is at 89. He was just drafted out of Tennessee.
Yeah, the Angels like to play their minor leaguers for 8 minutes before bringing them up. So
that's what I mean. Like he definitely needs to be on here. For sure. Like I don't know that I could have any 19-year-olds on my top 100 if I knew these guys he did put just missed. So I see like Ricky Tiedemann here, who I think was hurt. I think he tore something. But he's at 103, so
I think he had Tommy John. Yeah,
that sounds right. But
yep.
Agustin Ramirez, who I believe you guys traded in the Jazz deal.
Trade, yep.
He's 23. Like that's a guy I need in the top 100 if I'm the Marlins. You know what I mean? Like I need him there over fucking Jefferson Rojas, who's a high A shortstop for the Cubs. Like it's not a guy who's coming up anytime soon.
And like you are potentially manipulating information with this rule.
For sure.
So it's just I don't understand what the upside to this was. You didn't have to exclude anybody. You could have just said rookie. Like why? For what?
Like Kumar Rocker is he's making his debut, I believe, today. Obviously isn't going to accrue, although pitchers is weird because you could hit like 30 innings and they're like, yep, that's your rookie season. Like, so pitching's even weirder, but him not being on the top 100, he's 25. You know what I mean? Like he definitely would like to hit free agency a little bit sooner. So hopefully he doesn't accrue all that service time and he can make the opening day roster next year. That's also what I don't know. Like, how is a September call-up going to fuck over the next year?
Only Major League Baseball can make this so unnecessarily complicated.
I largely blame the Players Association. Like, they typically don't get enough of the apple. Like, they'll get like the skin off one bite. They won't get even like a full bite when it comes to these negotiations.
Right.
They have all the leverage. Like, that's what kills me. Like, you have so much leverage. And I know they're looking out for the other end of it, the guys who accrue enough service time in the bigs to get benefits the rest of their life, stuff like that. I understand there's a lot at play. I know it's not as easy as me sitting here 2 years after they sign the deal. Like, I get all that. The fact that it's not all rookies is insane. Because if it is all rookies, what's the argument that they would hold it against the guys at the top? Like, there isn't one that I see immediately.
There's none. There's none. There's like whoever wins Rookie of the Year is typically a merit-based award. Like, there's not much else that goes into it. Like, we think you're the best rookie, you're gonna win. That's it.
But now you're also talking about like manipulating the gambling markets a little bit. Like, why either baseball you could look at as a league that has befallen conspiracy time and time again. It's like, all right, they're intentionally not voting for this guy, or they are voting for this guy to not give team X a pick. You know what I mean? Like, if this guy wins it, even if they're on the same team, if this guy wins it, that guy won't win them anything. Or the other way, like I'm saying with Wilyer, like they're not even pushing Wilyer because it doesn't do anything for the Red Sox. Like, that's their own team doing it.
Like, there's so many different ways that you can manipulate this based on. There's so many different things you can manipulate, rather, based on that rule. Like, you can manipulate the actual Rookie of the Year voting. You can manipulate fucking prospect lists. Granted, those don't mean a whole lot, but still, it's just it's fair. Like, and it's like you could manipulate the fucking votes, man. Like, if I think Luis Gil's Rookie of the Year, but I realize, hey, nobody gains anything out of him getting it, that might shift that vote to somebody else. Like, maybe right. I'm too deep in the woods, but it's a thing that could happen. No,
for sure. And that, like, they have last year's odds here. Gunnar Henderson was plus 250 coming into the year. Yoshida was second at plus 600. Yoshida wouldn't have really got you fucking anything.
Right.
It's obviously he never came close, but it's Volpe. What Volpe topped out at like 7? Was he 1?
I don't think he was ever 1. I could be wrong on that. I think he was top 5 at one point, though.
I was gonna say, I know he was high.
I think he was top 5 at one point. I'm pretty sure he was never 1.
Yeah, so it's an international signing not eligible for PPI, and then Grayson Rodriguez, he wasn't on the opening day roster, so he wasn't eligible. Crazy.
I don't understand how they landed on that being a good idea. I really don't.
Needlessly overly complicated it. Like, sure. Francisco Alvarez wasn't on the opening day roster last year, was he?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So kind of, if you do think like, oh, this guy can win Rookie of the Year and get me a bonus pick, wouldn't that de-incentivize you?
Well, I mean, de-incentivized from calling up said rookie?
Right.
Yeah.
Until next year. Like, oh, he wasn't on our opening day roster. Because it doesn't say 40-man either. It says opening day roster. Like, he doesn't have to start that game, obviously.
For sure. That definitely de-incentivizes. Especially
yeah.
Like, if you think, Jason Dominguez is good enough, and you're just like, all right, he's not opening day roster for whatever the fuck the reason is. Injury, whatever it is. Like, why are we going to exhaust his rookie eligibility when we could just kick that can down the road?
Looks like that's probably what they're doing, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, they claim they're not, and like there are people who know more about this than me that claim like there isn't a whole lot of benefit to it. So to be fair, that's full disclosure. But I'm sure somebody has done it or will do it. I'm positive of that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some Red Sox fans, and he obviously got banged up the other day, but they've been like, Christian Campbell should have come up this September, which even for me is a little hasty. But he wasn't on the opening day. He wouldn't have been able to win Rookie of the Year if he got every at bat this September anyway. So it would have been a moot point regardless. But he's not on the 40-man. You would have had to have manipulated a lot. And it's just like, if we just start him next year, right. Opening day, like, yeah, he'll probably be one of the front runners, at least in April.
Right.
And he's made all these top 100. He's fucking 25 right now on Baseball Americas.
He is. He's had quite the rise.
For sure, but like that's super important now, like for him.
Yeah. Very. And the Red Sox, yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's crazy. It's not something. Braves fans like crying about everything. I'm shocked we didn't hear about this when they didn't get a pick for Harris.
Oh yeah, they whine. Oh boy, Braves fans love to whine. Oh my god. Ooh, they love the wine. Yeah, I'm shocked too. Well, yeah, shocked.
That's when it should have been huge. Obviously, the Mariners, like Julio, may have been number one in baseball. I know he was way up there.
He was definitely number one with somebody.
Right.
Like, he was definitely for one of them, at least one of those publications.
That's crazy. Michael Harris was on one top 100 list, if that. It just says he wasn't on two. He might not have been on any.
Yeah, and he came up young too, right? You like what, 21, 20, whatever he was. Yeah, I don't.
Michael Harris is still 23.
All right, and that's another thing. Like, what if I know more about my 20-year-old prospect than you do? I bring him up, he wins Rookie of the Year. Then, like, I'm being penalized for drafting and developing a player good enough to dominate. Well, be really good at Major League Baseball at 20. You're penalizing me for this.
He played 114 games his age 21 year. He came in 13th in MVP, Michael Harris.
Yeah.
And he was one home run shy of 2020 season as a rookie. And they were like, that's sick. Good for you, dude. Here's the award. You will get nothing.
The award. He got paid. You get nothing.
Right. And even the getting paid, like the only thing that he did earn was 1 year less, which probably pushed the Braves. Although he didn't get signed during that.
I'm pretty sure he definitely got signed. I got a
70 at bats in.
Yeah. He got signed like a week after he got signed mad early. Yes. So he didn't even earn that. Yeah.
That's crazy. Genuinely crazy. So yeah, that's the MLB creating problems out of nothing.
Manfred's made MLB, baby.
It's crazy. It's crazy. They negotiated this in a fucking parking lot at the Holiday Inn. Max shirts
over beers.